Hey guys, this is Beer Gaming and welcome back to our channel. Today we are going to discuss defense type heroes, and if you happen to miss the first two parts of our 4-part video, you can check them out in my Twitch channel and also in my YouTube channel, which you can see the link in my Twitch profile. So this is the third part already, and also it's Wednesday, so there is an announcement that there will be a scheduled maintenance tomorrow, and it's going to be a rebanner. There's no new Fate Core releases yet for this week, and the rebanner is going to be blue artifacts. So if you want to check them out, you can go to their official Facebook page for Exos Heroes, or you can check here the announcement buttons. Here's the notice for the choice Fate Core Re, or is it Re? And this is the choice Fate Core for blue banner or blue Fate Core. And if you remember, blue Fate Cores are support type Fate Cores, not the support type for hero types. I mean the kind of Fate Core they are. So like for this successor to the throne Rakel, he gives additional stat buffs to Lenombe Nation or any members under the Lenombe Nation. So you can check the different heroes here that will be appearing tomorrow after the update. So for today, we're going to talk about the defense type heroes. Let's go to the airship, and just as the same as yesterday, let's check out the journal button, heroes. Let's filter the position type and press defense. So these are the lists of defense type heroes here in the game, and we'll be discussing the fated, legendary grade, and some of the rare defense type heroes that are useful in the game. So let's start.
You cannot claim victory on your own.
The first one is Garth. He's a general in the Wasted Red Nation. You can see his passive here. Commander increases own health by 30%, and since he is a general, he increases attack, defense, and maximum health of heroes from the Wasted Red by 10%. His first skill is Eagle Strike, deals 187 damage to one enemy and 60% chance to decrease defense of target by 23% for 7 turns. His second skill, General's Call, deals 210% damage to all back row enemies and grants a barrier equal to 34% of own maximum health to all allies for 14%. So I'm using Garth also in my third team. So what I did, I used Vitality Gear set for him, and also I added some defense gears, fortification gears, yun. And also I increased his HP so that etong grants a barrier equal to 34% of own maximum health to all allies. Malaki yung ano niya, yung equivalent. So this is Garth. He looks like a knight. Para ba siyang ano, retired knight na. Yan. Next,
Kneel to
this
your
is
king.
Shufraken. Also, he's the villain in the game. He's from Nordborn Frosty. His passive is Fear of the Abyss. If the target attacked by self has debuff, afflicts target with bind for 8 turns. And increases attack, defense, and maximum health of heroes from North Von Frosty by 10%. He's a general, so also he possesses that perk. What yung usual, yung mga generals have. So, his first skill is King Spirit. Grants heal over time to self that heals 12% of own maximum health every turn for 4 turns. Also, grants immunity to self for 7 turns. I know in the Fate Core version, his first skill or skill 1 is different. Kasi parang, I'm not sure because I don't have his Fate Core yet. Pero I think it doesn't have the heal over time effect anymore. I'm not sure. His second skill is Marching Sword. Deals 210% damage to all back row enemies and 60% chance to afflict target with Provoke for 5 turns. This is your front end. Next, we go to Fedas. So this is Prityo from Fedas. He's also a general. His passive is Silent Pressure, transfers 1 debuff from self when attacking to the enemy, and also increases attack defense and maximum health of all heroes from Fedas by 10%. So yun. Yun talaga yung uniformity ng isang general hero na nagbibigay siya ng attack, defense, and HP sa mga heroes under their nation by 10%. His first skill, Silent Trio, deals 187 damage to one enemy and 60% chance to afflict target with silence for 4 turns. His second skill is 3 Deaths, deals 127 damage to all enemies and 55% chance to afflict target with bleed to deal 55% damage every turn for 3 turns. So this is Frityo. Napaka-modernized ang look niya. And also guys, if you notice, he's also mute. So he doesn't speak, and I think Dana is his anong tawag dito, parang interpreter, parang ganon. Dana understands what he's saying or is trying to say. We go to the next defense type heroes, Shakhan from Naomi. His passive is Dragon Scale. Gain immortality for 6 turns upon receiving damage beyond own current health, 1 time per battle. So parang meron siyang immortality skill or passive just for a few turns kapag sobrang malakas yung damage na natanggap niya. His first skill is Dragon's Anger, deals 150% damage to one enemy and 50% chance to decrease attack of target by 18% for 6 turns. Next is the Lodge Dragon. Second skill, deals 105% damage to all back row enemies and 50% chance to afflict target with Nullify buff for 5 turns. So, actually, someone recommended me to use Shakhan as my defense or my knight in my Lenombe team. Pero, parang mas gusto ko pa rin si Glenn because he has Glenn and Shakhan both have Fate Cores, pero parang sobrang useful yung Fate Core ni Glenn because he has this summer costume wherein, kapag summer costume, meron silang passive na modification wherein when they hit enemies, mamamodify sila, magta-transform sila, it's either into fish or duck. Yun. So, in that way, parang hindi sila makaka-attack sa'yo for how many turns? So, that is Shakhan. Our next defense type hero is Naomi from Brune Nation. Her passive is Great Determination. Increases own effect resist by 15% at the start of the round. Stacks up to 2 times. First skill is Proof of Determination. Deals 187% damage to one enemy and 60% chance to afflict target with stun for 4 turns. Her second skill, Millennial Light, cleanses all debuffs from self and grants immunity to self for 5 turns. Naomi has a fate core wherein it's gender bend. So sa fate core niya, isa siyang guy. And it was also released during the time wherein the Awakened Sion also had a red fate core na gender bend rin, na girl version naman ni Awakened Sion. This is Naomi. Next is Kruger from Wonderland. His passive is I'm the One, increases own defense by 5% upon receiving damage, stacks up to 5 times. His first skill is Infinity Fist, deals 187% damage to one enemy and 60% chance to afflict target with stun for 4 turns. His second skill is Blockbuster Pair, deals 150% damage to all back row enemies and 55% chance to afflict target with Provoke for 4 turns. That's Kruger. Para siyang circus master. Ganon yung datingan niya. And you can see, this is his weapon. Yung parang gauntlet. Ayan. Next is Valar from Wasted Red. His passive is Bloody Wolf. Increases attack by 10% when an enemy dies. Stacks up to 3 times. His first skill is Demon Slash, deals 105% damage to all back row enemies and 50% chance to decrease attack speed of target by 15 for 8 turns. His second skill, General's Authority, deals 375% damage to one enemy and grants immunity to all allies for 6 turns upon defeating an enemy. This is Valar. And parang siya, parang siyang assistant ni Carrie. To. So, our next hero is Ulum from Greenland. He looks like a monster. And if you happen to follow the story, I think siya yung pet ni Rera. Its passive is Blocking, grants share health to all allies to transfer 10% of the damage received by allies to self from the start of battle. So, ito yung parang meron tong mga knights or defense type heroes, ganitong share health. Hindi naman lahat, pero some of them has this specific passive wherein if ever kasama sila sa team, let's say si Ulum, kasama siya sa team ng Greenland, or basta within the team. So, whenever an enemy attacks a certain hero or ally within that team na kasama si Ulum, siya, yung parang sinishare niya yung health niya. So, nakakatanggap rin siya ng damage. Pero, parang halos, it says dito, transfer 10% of the damage. So, parang 10%, nare-receive by the allies to self. So, parang ganun. May sinishare siyang, para hindi mabilis mamamatay yung allies. Its first skill is Upside Down Break. Deals 375% damage to one enemy and increases defense of all allies by 15% for 9 turns. So, for Greenland, he's pretty useful. Sobra. And it so happens, its fate core is a she. So, babae siya, yung fate core niya. There are 2 kinds na pala. The second skill is Brutal Thrashing. Deals 178 damage to all enemies and 60% chance to afflict target with stun for 5 turns. Yan. Ulum. Next is John Dong from Saint West.
Nothing gets done without me.
His passive is Royal Authority Reinforcement. Increases defense of front row ally heroes by 10%. The first skill is Declaration of Victory. Grants immunity to self for 8 turns. Increases on defense by 33% for 8 turns also. So, talagang makunat to. Lalo na yung Fate Core version niya. His second skill is King's Army, deals 127% damage to all enemies and 55% chance to afflict target with Provoke for 4 turns. Para siyang king. I mean, look at his clothes. Sobrang royalty. Our next hero is Flynn Shifo. This is Shifo or Shifo. He's one of the collaboration heroes from Tales of Vesperia. Isa siya. So, if you happen to watch my previous video, yung I think attack type yun. Oh, was it attack type? Yes. He's one of the, yun. Isa siya dun sa tatlong collaboration heroes. He's from Wasted Red. His passive is Life Rebirth. Deals 2% of own maximum health at the end of ally's turn besides self. 2%. Parang, for me lang parang hindi masyadong malaki yun. First skill is Blazing Pillar Smash. Deals 150% damage to one enemy and 50% chance to afflict target with stun for 3 turns. The next is Radiant Dragon Fang. The second skill of Flynn deals 262 damage to one enemy and increases defense of all allies by 11% for 8 turns. Ayan. Also, you've noticed na yung collaboration heroes natin, they speak in Japanese. So, I think aside from you cannot dye their costumes, naka-default yata talaga yan for copyright purposes, no? Ganun.
I have no time.
Next is Mahar from Naomi. His passive is Blade of Vengeance. Decreases damage received on self by 10%. His passive is Double Lightning. Deals 51% damage to all enemies and 40% chance to afflict target with Provoke for 1 turn. Also, Provoke is also common in Knights or defense type heroes dito. Hindi naman lahat meron. Same for Share Health. Meron lang, parang pili-pili lang meron. So, when you attack a certain enemy tapos naka-provoke siya, parang yata parang hindi siya nakaka-attack ng ibang kalaban besides him. Parang gano'n yata. Parang all attacks go to the same person. Parang ganun siya. If you know what I mean. Parang baka malilito kayo sa explanation ko. Pero yun, parang let's say si Mahar, may in-attack siyang kalaban. So, yung kalaban na yun, makaka-attack lang kay Mahar until mawawala yung provoke sa kanya. Through cleansing, ganun, or sobrang mataas ang effect resist niya, hindi matutuloy yun. Pero if ever there's a provoke, so that enemy can only attack Mahar and hindi yung mga kasama or allies ni Mahar within the team. For how many turns lang naman? And his second skill is Dual Iron Swords, deals 262% damage to one enemy and grants 30% reflect damage to self for 80%. Oh, so meron siyang reflect. So whenever you attack him, there's a chance na 30% of attack goes back to you. Okay. Let's go to the next. Si Grisel from Brune. Her passive is Chieftain Bloodline. Grants 30% reflect damage to self for 10 turns when own health is at 50% or less at the start of the round. Meron rin siyang reflect. Her first skill is Blessing of Blue Deer. Increases defense of all back row allies by 7% for 6 turns and also increases effect resist of all back row allies by 13% for 6 turns too. Her second skill is Grassland Hunting. Deals 375% damage to one enemy and 80% chance to decrease attack of target by 46% for 9 turns. Reset. Also, her Fate Core was released. Bago-bago lang rin. Next,
To guard bosom.
Bernavas from Naomi. His passive is Guardian, grants tranquility to self to protect from death one time at the start of the battle. Oh. If you remember, guys, the passive tranquility was actually from batteries. And after the Season 5 update, nawala yun, which is, although hindi lang naman sa kanya, before kasi, there used to be special passives ng mga general, which made them really special. That's why a lot of people are after the generals talaga. Kasi yun nga, yung purpose. They are the generals, supposed to be, they are strong, they have unique abilities and passives, but sadly, it was removed. So, I'm surprised Barnabas has this tranquility passive. So, we happened to discuss the attack type and chaos type heroes yesterday, and so far, wala tayong nakitang tranquility. This is the first time sa my defense. Again, guys, this is the time of the day. Ulit-ulit lang tayo, pero talaga, I feel so bad whenever there are vehicles passing, tapos sobrang lakas ng mga sound nila. I feel ashamed. Ayun. Sorry for that. So, first skill is Masked Swordsman. Deals 150% chance to one enemy and 50% chance to afflict target with stun for 30 turns. I mean, 3 turns. Grabe naman kung 30. Bubulol ako. Actually, guys, a little side story lang. Before making this video, I was really having a hard time starting Twitch. Alam niyo yun, I'm using my phone, and for the past few weeks of doing videos sa Twitch through phone, it was really okay. Pero it so happens this afternoon, I was trying to start Exos Heroes, pero whenever I press start recording, hindi siya nagre-record. Ewan kung ano, I tried restarting the phone, and also I tried reinstalling Switch again. So far it works, pero talagang medyo na-stress ako for around 20 minutes. Kaya siguro para akong nabubulo or what. Pero anyway, his second skill is Thunderbolt Slash. Deals 105 damage to all back row enemies and grants target immunity one time to self. So this is Barnabas. Next is Chatty. Actually, Chatty is kinda annoying in a way whenever we pull banners, whenever there are re-banners or nation recruit tickets or even new Fate Core banners release. There's always a big possibility that Chatty will come out. I mean, she's useful for some, I guess, pero I'm not using Chatty. She has a Fate Core already, but I don't know. Di ko lang talaga siya ginagamit. So, she's from Greenland. Her passive is Lucky Kitty. Grants a barrier equal to 10% of own health for 5 turns when an ally receives damage 1 time per round. Her first skill is Lucky Chessie. Increases own defense by 33% for 8 turns and grants a barrier equal to 20% of own maximum health to all back row allies for 12 turns. So, may barrier siya. Next is her second skill, which is Miracle Shooting Star. Deals 187% damage to one enemy and 60% chance to afflict target with sleep for 4 turns. So this is Chatty. Also, when I started playing this game back in 2020, she is also one of the heroes who appeared when I tried pulling for Fate Core Heroes, and I just ignored her. I don't know. Hindi ko lang siguro type yung design niya. Pero, no hate naman. Next is Tantalo. Tantalo used to be with Greenland, kina Ulum or Chatty. So there's always there's always a choice whether you should pick Ulum or Tantalo. And before, I used to use Tantalo before Ulum. But since after Season 5, he was transferred to St. West, like what it says over here, he's from St. West now, I decided to use Ulum. And still, I ignore Chatty. No hate for Chatty actually, pero yun lang. His passive I mean, is Iron Will, increases own critical resist by 3% upon receiving a critical hit, stacks up to 10 times. His first skill is Ground Flip, deals 89% damage to all enemies and 50% chance to afflict target with Provoke for 3 turns, and this was supposed to be Poison before, and now it was turned into Provoke. Second skill is Body Check, deals 375% damage to one enemy, grants a barrier equal to 73% of own maximum health for 13 turns. Oh, so maybe sa ano yun, maybe it's in his Fate Core na meron pa ring poison in his second skill, pero for the first skill I think it was gone, it was removed. So that's about it for Fate Core Heroes. Let's go to Legendary Heroes.
My skills are not rusty yet.
This is Degas from Brune. So also he's one of the heroes who used to be in Greenland, but now he's transferred to Brune. He's an ice element and I really love using him before kasi maganda yung skill animation niya. And you know me, I'm really a sucker for really shiny skill animation. His passive is Shield of Knights, grants a barrier equal to 26% of own defense to all allies at the start of the battle. First skill is Aegis of Fate, increases own defense by 33% for 8 turns and also increases attack speed of all allies by 15 for 8 turns also. His second skill is Cursed Trident, deals 178% damage to all enemies and 60% chance to decrease attack by target by 22% for 10 turns. So actually he's really good because before with the element system, talagang useful si Degas. He can really break ice element stones or ice guardian stones. Next is Lungen from Naomi. His passive is Adamant, increases own defense by 3% upon receiving damage, stacks up to 5 times. His first skill is Iron Will Punch, deals 150% damage to one enemy and 50% chance to afflict target with stun for 3 turns. Stun. Adamant Strike, the second skill, deals 150% damage to all back row here I go again. Back row enemies and 55% chance to decrease attack of target by 18% for 9 turns. So he looks like a Kung Fu master. And that's Lungen. Next, we go to Lakenstein. His Fate Core was just released last week. Well, in my own opinion, I'm really not impressed with the skills because I was really hoping for his first skill, or was it second? No, his first skill. I mean, whenever you use the first skill, there is this shield that will appear after casting, and I was really hoping when his Fate Core is released, yung shield na yun, it's not just for himself but also for his allies. Pero sad to say, it's still for himself. His passive is Pride of Knights, afflicts all enemies with Provoke for 3 turns when an ally's health besides self falls to 50% or below after receiving damage 1 time per 2 rounds only. His first skill, Knight's Oath, decreases damage received on self by 35% for 4 turns, and also increases on critical resist by 30% for 7 turns. Second skill, Subjugating Holy Sword. Deals 525% damage to one enemy and deals extra damage equal to 10% of own maximum health. Hello! First viewer, welcome to our channel. So, this is Lakenstein. I mean, I don't know how you pronounce his name, pero for me, I say it's Lakenstein. He has this shield. Actually, look at his costume. It's pretty nice. I just wish na they could do better sa Fate Core niya. I don't know, he looks like parang from the desert of some sort. Ayun. So, next, this is Firis.
It was a great battle.
She's from Estrich Republic. Her passive is Clever Plan, decreases hit of attacker by 30% for 4 turns upon receiving damage 1 time per 2 rounds. Her first skill is Holy Light Strike, deals 60% damage to all back row enemies and 40% chance to decrease attack of target by 6% of target's attack for 6 turns. So there's a 40% chance to decrease attack target by 6% pala. Also for 6 turns. And her second skill is Condemnation. Deals 262% damage to one enemy and increases defense of all allies by 11% for 8 turns. This is Firis. Next is Nika.
How was that? Did you see
She's
what I
also
did?
from Lenombe. Her passive is Test Success. Afflicts the attacker with stun for 3 turns upon receiving damage 1 time per round. Her first skill is Punishing Pipe. Deals 187% damage to one enemy and 60% chance to afflict target with stun for 4 turns. Her second skill is Gatling Barrage. Deals 127 damage to all enemies and 55% chance to afflict target with bleed to deal 55% damage every turn for 3 turns. So Nika is one of the 3 sisters here in the game, which is Leafy, April, and her, Nika. So all of them are in Lenombe. Next is Pika.
Now, where's the next target?
She's from Northbound Frosty. Her passive is Eyes of Resolution. Increases effect resist by 20% for 3 turns at the start of the round. Her first skill is Raining Strikes. Deals 187% damage to one enemy, 60% chance to afflict target with Provoke for 4 turns. Her second skill is Piercing Moon. Deals 375% damage to one enemy and increases own defense by 46% for 9 turns. So actually, she's quite unique. The way I observe her or describe her weapon, para siyang yung sa clock, yung mga hands, hour hand or minute hand ng clock. So that's Pika. Next is Gutter. Gutter from Wasted Red. Actually, he's one of my favorite heroes before when I started the game kasi he's really a good single TPS. His attacks are pretty strong. And I really wish someday they will be creating a Fate Core version of him. His passive is Counter Response. Increases own defense by 30% for 8 turns if there is an enemy afflicted with Provoke at the end of a turn. Oh. First skill is Flaming Iron Hammer. Deals 150% damage to one enemy, 50% chance to afflict target with Burn to deal 92% damage every turn for 2 turns. Second skill is Bloody Flame. Deals 525% damage to one enemy and 90% chance to afflict target with Provoke for 7 turns. So when the enemy has provoke, is afflicted with provoke, so this comes in, yung counter response, increases own defense by 30% for 8 turns. So this is Gutter. I'm not sure if he's a human race. Yung race ba niya ay human or he's some kind of troll or ogre. Next is Luke. He's from St. Quest. His passive is Defense Line. Decreases damage received by all allies by 20% for 2 turns at the start of the battle. First skill is Burning Hammer. Deals 187 damage to one enemy and deals extra damage equal to 200% of own defense to the target. So you know what it means pag may ganito siyang skill. So tinataas ko talaga yung defense if ever I'll be using him. So the second skill is Shield of Loyalty. Increases own defense by 46% for 9 turns and also increases own critical resist by 30% for 9 turns. So actually guys, after the Season 5 update, you shouldn't be afraid or you shouldn't be scared to try out in mixing and matching heroes here to create your team composition. Because if you look at the legendary heroes and even some of the rare heroes that are one of the main characters here in the game, talagang malakas sila. So it's not na kailangan mo maghanap lagi ng Fate Core. No, you can also check the others. And that's why we're here. Na at least itong video nakakatulong to just to showcase the heroes, yung saglitang short introduction just for you to have a little idea of what the heroes are here in the game. So this is Frisia. She's one of those Silver Fate Core heroes. Now, as of now, there are only 3 and she's one of them. She's from Esteris Republic. Her passive is Royal Guardian. Increases own defense by 20%. First skill is Captain's Wheel. Grants 30% reflect damage to self for 6 turns and grants a barrier equal to 11% of own maximum health to all back row allies for 10%. So, reflect. Her second skill is Eviction Order. Deals 375% damage to one enemy and 80% chance to afflict target with stun for 6 turns. Frisia.
It seems
next is Alexei from Nord 1 Frosty. His passive is Inertia. Increases own attack speed by 3% when basic attacking. Stacks up to 5 times. His first skill is Blue Iron Mace. Deals 160% damage to one enemy and 50% chance to afflict target with Provoke for 6 turns. His second skill is Perpetual Snow. Deals 150% damage to all back row enemies and 55% chance to afflict target with stun for 6 turns. That's Alexei. He has a flail. Di ba flail to? Tama ba? Or mace nga talaga. Next is Pitbull from Wasted Red. His passive is Roar of Victory. Afflicts Provoke to all back row enemies for 8 turns upon defeating an enemy. First skill is Burst Break. Deals 60% chance to all back row enemies and 40% chance to decrease attack of target by 7% for 6 turns. Deals 262 damage to one enemy and 70% chance to afflict target with Burn to deal 92% damage every turn for 4 turns. So ito mga provoke, tama nga ba? When he attacks, ina-afflict niya yung enemies, yung back row enemies ng provoke. So that means yung enemies yun lahat sa kanya lang a-attack. So therefore, kailangan mataas ang defense and HP ni Pitbull. Kasi yun yung parang effect ng provoke skill. So when you attack an enemy, hindi siya makaka-attack sa ibang allies mo, kundi to this specific hero only. So kailangan makunat siya. Yes, tama nga ba? Well, correct me if I'm wrong. Pero parang yun naalala ko yun.
I pay homage
Next
to your
is
noble
Hawkeye.
actions.
Para siyang si Frisho.
For the sake,
Para
I pay
silang magkakapatid.
homage to your noble
Hawkeye
actions.
from Estoris Republic. Her passive, Blessings of Flashing Light, grants share health to an ally to transfer 30% of the damage received to self for 5 turns when the ally's health falls to 30% or below after receiving damage, 1 time per 2 rounds. Next, her first skill is Piercing Light, deals 150% damage to one enemy and 50% chance to afflict target with stun for 3 turns. Her second skill is Lightning Impact, deals 262 damage to, that's in percent, to one enemy and increases own defense by 33% for 8 turns. Frisha.
Not bad.
So we
But
move
not
on to the
enough.
rare heroes that are useful here in the game. So, ito, one of them is Godin. He's from Northbound Frosty. Protective Instinct grants a barrier equal to 20% of target's maximum health to an ally with the lowest current health besides self for 5 turns at the start of the round. First skill is Ground Smash. Dealt 150% damage to one enemy and 50% chance to afflict target with stun for 3 turns. Second skill is Iceberg Smash. Deals 525% damage to one enemy and grants a barrier equal to 102% of maximum health to self for 14 turns. This is Godin. So next is Glenn,
Come on,
one of the
let's go back.
main cast here in the game. He's also my favorite. He's from Lenombe. His passive is Short Circuit. Deals attack, decreases attack of attacker by 30% for 5 turns upon receiving damage 1 time per 2 rounds. His first skill is Injustice Strike, deals 150% damage to one enemy and 50% chance to afflict target with Provoke for 3 turns. And his second skill is Bombing Order, deals 178 damage to all enemies and 60% chance to afflict target with stun for 5 turns. So, this is one of the heroes under the summer theme. Nagulat ako sa notification. Under the summer theme. So, with his Fate Core, he has the ability to modify enemies. So, if you can see all the skills here mentioned, especially to those na may Fate Core na, dito sa plain version nila, yung original version, sobrang simple lang, or you can say plain lang yung passive skills nila. Pero with Fate Core, those costumes equipped, may extra silang passive. So like here, for his first skill and second skill, walang nakasabing modification, pero once you acquire his Fate Core, meron na yun. So next is Buck from Estoris Republic. His passive is Trickery. Grants 30% reflect damage to self for 5 turns upon receiving damage 1 time per round. 1 time per 2 rounds, I mean. First skill is Underwalker Chief. Deals 152% damage to one enemy and grants immunity to self for 6 turns. His second skill is Master Tomb Raider. Deals 262% damage to one enemy and 70% chance to decrease hit of target by 40% for 8 turns. So that's Buck. He's a rat with an pickaxe. Oh no, with a pickaxe. Kala with an axe. yun. Next is Topaki.
I am strong, because I
He's
won.
from Northbound Frosty. His passive is Hard Skin. Increases own defense by 5% upon receiving damage. Stacks up to 5 times. His first skill is Bombardment. Deals 150% damage to one enemy and deals extra damage equal to 150% of own defense to target. Second skill is Axe Bombing. Deals 375 damage to one enemy and 80% chance to afflict target with Provoke for 6 turns. Topaki is one of the heroes who has a blue Fate Core, which is released tomorrow is not new anymore, or the Fate Core is not new anymore, but there is rebanners wherein they will be releasing it again so that you'll be able to get the chance to have his Fate Core. Next is Marty from Bloom. Her passive skill is Rebooting. Cleanses all debuffs from self if there are 3 or more debuffs on self at the start of own turn. First skill is Dance of a Doll. Deals 187% damage to one enemy and 60% chance to afflict target with bleed to deal 82% damage every turn for 3 turns. Her second skill is Dance of Death. Deals 127% damage to all enemies and 55% chance to decrease attack of target by 15% for 9 turns. So this is Marty. She's like a doll or a marionette. Actually, parang creepy yung dating eh. Then lastly, we have Beryl.
What do you say of
Beryl
my
from Saint West. His passive is Veteran, increases defense of all allies by 2% upon receiving skill damage, can be stacked up to 10 times. First skill is Wild Explosion, deals 187% damage to one enemy and 60% chance to afflict target with stun for 4 turns. Second skill is Spinning Cleave, deals 525% damage to one enemy and 90% chance to afflict target with Provoke for 7 turns. So, I think you can see him in the early chapters of the story. Yun. He's one of the villains, pero ano lang, yung mga mini-mini villain lang. So, that's it for the rare grade heroes. Kasi, the rest of here are all soldiers. Yung pa rin, the usual soldiers wherein you should collect them for dispatching. So, whenever they appear, you shouldn't dismantle them or sell them right away. You can, awaken? No, you can transcend them up to 5, then lock them. Lock the hero with 5 transcendence, and then just keep them para magamit nyo siya for dispatching. Because you will be dispatching every how many hours per day, so there will be a couple of dispatching happening in a day. So I forgot pala kahapon to showcase some of the heroes here, so let's do it randomly. Just tap on the magnifying glass icon, then scroll preview, and you can see his normal attack. First skill. And the second skill. Oh, you can see some of the soldiers there. So whenever you see those kind of soldiers, they are from Wasted Red. Under Garth's armor. Ayun. So a shield appears. Grants a barrier equal to 34% of own maximum health to all allies, so including siya for 14 turns whenever you cast the second skill. So that's Garth for you. Sino ba next? Let's try the collaboration heroes. Collaborated heroes or collaboration. Basta yung collaborated heroes from Tales of Vesperia. His normal attack. First skill. So you can hear him speak in Japanese. So ganun talaga yung mga collaboration heroes. It's by default. They all speak in Japanese. So this is the second skill. I'm actually curious with the Tales of Vesperia game. I could try it one day kasi sabi nila maganda raw talaga. So that's Flynn. Who else? Oh, this. Si Degas.
Skills are not worth.
Let's go review. his skill.
This
First
is
skill,
the proof of my belief.
diba? Up to this day, na-amaze pa rin talaga ako sa mga skill animation nila. Ewan ko ba? They really look so good. The second skill,
My might and love. Find it!
and since we forgot the Chaos Heroes yesterday, yung issue-showcase ko, so let's go back to them. Sandali lang naman ito. So let's choose Dorica kasi she's very popular. Skill preview, skill attack or normal attack. First skill,
No one can escape.
diba?
The
Let's look at her skill effects.
Steel.
Second skill,
You've earned it. Here's the truth. The black dagger of Flynn.
the skill animation is very clear and you can see everything clearly, her face, her clothes, and even her weapon. And there's the shield.
This
So,
was a waste of time.
Next, we go for who else? Jin.
Are you done?
Normal attack. His first skill
Darkness.
and second skill.
Endless pain.
Para talaga siyang ninja assassin. That's Jin. And
Don't
last
even
one,
think about begging for your life.
Dana.
It would have been better with my...
This is her normal attack. First skill. Actually, I find it strange kasi usually mga witches or wizards talagang attack type heroes sila. Pero this is the first witch-like hero to be under the chaos type hero. And actually, her skill animations are really cute. This is the second skill.
One, two.
And so far, she already has 2 face cores, or was it 3? One was in Halloween, it's in orange, so that means it's just pure aesthetically purpose costume of some sort. And the other one is in blue, para siyang summer costume also. And the other one is black, para siyang pirate doon. So all of these skill animations change whenever there are different types of fate core per hero. So you can see, parang ito, ganyan. Parang, ano bang colors yan? Purple, blue. Pero, for different fate cores, iba-iba rin yung skill animation. So, it's really quite fun to just watch them. And when you do story mode or PvP,
Would have been better
it
with
really
my
is
sister.
entertaining. So let's go back to the defense type.
You cannot claim victory on your own.
So that's about it, guys. These are the different types of defense type heroes. And tomorrow, it will be the last one, the last hero type, which is the support. So better watch out for it. And if you ever want to watch the other previous videos that I've made, they're all here in the Twitch channel. Also, you can visit my YouTube channel as well, and also the Twitter page wherein I just post random stuff, anything about games. And please do subscribe or follow kasi it's really important to me. I mean, that will really make me happy kasi whenever I see a lot of people watching, lalo akong nagaganahan gumawa ng mga different sorts of videos. So, you'll be seeing a lot of more Exos Heroes contents because I'll be making more and I'll be thinking of more contents para sa Exos Heroes, para masaya. So, that's about it guys. Take care. It's raining here in the Philippines, so just be careful. And also, do check out my YouTube channel para sa mga older videos. And also guys, hindi lang Exos Heroes ang sinistream ko. There are also console RPG games. Pero for now, silent muna yung streaming. Hindi ako nagsasalita kasi I'm trying to figure out pa things here to ito sa mga stream ganyan. So just bear with me. So that's about it guys. Thank you for watching and I'll see you again tomorrow. Have a nice day.